Friends, let's study HSS sales agreement today. What happens is exporter ships the goods to the importer and then sends the documents to the importer. It might be through his bank and then through importer's bank or directly, whatever the relation may be. Generally, the docs are sent through some banking institution. So documents have reached the importer, but the goods are yet to reach. Generally, in commodity trade, this HSS sales agreement happens. What happens is this guy importer has to further sell the goods to 3 customers of his. So what he does is he prepares a new agreement with his own rates in the name of these 3 customers. That agreement is HSS sales. You can question me then if he has got the docs, why can't he just forward the docs to these 3 guys and tell them to take the goods? But in that case, the problem will be these guys will know the actual rate which the exporter has sold, and this guy doesn't want this many a times. So he prepares a separate agreement that's called as HSS sales. Generally in HSS sales, the goods should have crossed the exporter customs limit, but they have not yet entered the importer's custom limit. So at that time this HSS sales is done, because oil containers and these commodity containers, they take a long time to reach the importer country or importer customs limits. This importer is called as HSS seller and these C1, C2, C3 are called as HSS buyers. So what does this importer do now? He is called as HSS seller. He endorses the BL, and in case of airway bill or any other transport non-negotiable document, he gives a DO in favoring all these 3 guys. Now question arises is DO can be given in 3 names or 10 names or 100 names, but how can the BL be endorsed in many names? So what does this HSS seller do? He gives the details of the goods to be handed over to each HSS buyer by way of shipping marks on the BL, and then along with the original BL he gives this letter. The shipping company, after confirming the authenticity of that letter and the endorsement on the BL, generally it's single BL given, or if there are 3 copies, the company can ask for at least 2 copies, because 1 copy needs to be with the importer, or even a single copy can do. So after confirming the authenticity, this shipping company hands over the goods to these customers. Now who is to do the import clearance? Is this to be done by these guys, C1, C2, C3, or by this importer? This depends on the mutual understanding and the agreement, HSS agreement. What does it say? It can be both ways. If the importer doesn't want to reveal the identity of the exporter and the details of the original contract, then he can do the import clearance and just pass on the goods to these guys. If he is confident about this exporter and he is ready to share the information, then he can directly tell these guys to do the import clearances. But in that case, these C1, C2, C3 will know the details of the original contract with the exporter. Now these are some important points regarding the HSS sales. Kindly pause this video and watch all these points. Go through them and understand these points, because these are very important in HSS. This is the HSS format which I have shared. Whenever any customer comes on your counter for any contract, or he doesn't understand something regarding this, you can give this format to him. You can copy the contents of this format on your letterhead or on a document and give it to him. All the points may not be applicable in all the countries. So what you have to do is you have to customize it as per your requirement, but generally these are the 70 to 80%, these are the points. This IEC code is for India. For other countries there might be some separate code. Just check with your local authorities. This is a letter to be given by HSS seller to the customs authority. This is a letter to be given by HSS buyer to the customs authority. You as a banker have to check all these documents before financing the HSS sales. So that was it on HSS. You can download Yoga app from Play Store to get these videos, online tests, question banks with explanations.